Hey, good evening, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Live with me, Mike Avery, here from my home office, the Avery Studio, not the Outdoor Magazine Studio, the Mike Avery Studio. Oh, Randy, good evening. How are you? Jerry, nice to have you on with us. Brent, Uncle Johnny, Mike. As I am once again experimenting with going live to Instagram as well as my other social media platforms. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while. Wasn't able to accomplish it until Instagram made some changes on their end. Like when I go over to the Instagram thing right now, here we go. Hey, good evening, my friends over on Instagram. How are you? If you have not seen one of these before, my name is Mike Avery. This is Wednesday Night Live, and I'm not able to bring up your comments on this feed yet, but I suspect things will change. But over on Instagram, Chad Booth, Larry Graham, Jake Schrader, Brian Sharp, Tommy Reisner, Travis, Scott, Jim, Todd, Central Coast Angling. Scott, blessed Merry Christmas to you and your family as well. Back over on, this is going to get a little bit confusing, but bear with me if you would, my friends. Jason Gass, hey, Sam Austin. I owe Sam an absolutely huge apology. Sam and his dad Dave were at Wednesday Night Live at the Lumberjack 3 weeks, and you got to understand these events are kind of crazy for me. And I walked over to the table and I'm like, I know this guy, not Dave so much, but Sam certainly. I know this guy. I know Sam mostly with a big old cool beard, but I also know him without the beard. And I'm thinking, I know this guy. I know this guy. I know this guy. And Sam, I couldn't place it. But you know how it is when you got a lot going on and you're used to seeing somebody in one environment, you see him something. So anyway, Sam, my point is, I apologize. That was very rude. Johnny Bowler, good evening. How are you? Lost Glove was with us. Hey, Joe, how you doing tonight? Nice to have you along with us. Patrick, Tom, John, Ed Wolodowski over on YouTube. Mike Sills, Michigan Outdoorsman. Tony Amato, Rex Lansing, Bob Keatsman, Lance, Brian, my buddy Craig, John, checking over on Instagram. Purely Michigan Spearfishing, I'm sorry. John Durke. Yeah, we will be talking very soon. John's got some things he wants to continue to work on. I'm gonna give him a venue, a platform to see what he can get done. But thank you for joining us on Wednesday Night Live, especially again over on Instagram. We haven't seen you on Instagram. You haven't seen me on Instagram do a Wednesday Night Live. You've seen my posts, you've seen my stories, you've seen my reels, but you haven't seen my live feeds as part of this. So glad to have you along with us. Johnny Bowler says, guess what, Mike? Heidi's pregnant. Is that what you're going to tell me, Johnny? Heidi's pregnant? Sam, I appreciate you saying that. Good evening, Gene. How are you? Randy. Brian had $4 on Trail Camera Sunday. Wow. Oh, Michelle. Let's do lunch, Brian says. Hey, Matt, how you doing? Smitty Matt Smith Outdoors on Facebook and Instagram. You're looking to buy some recreational property, hunting land, or your main residence, get a hold of Smitty right there. Patrick says the audio seems to be breaking up. We're doing the same thing behind the mic this morning. Anybody else having a problem? I'm going to say it's Patrick's problem. I don't think there's a problem with audio right now. Brent, good evening. Hey, Matt, I appreciate what you've got going on over there. When you get over 55, you get, I don't even know what that means. Hey, Brian, Tim, Eric. Too late for that, but I did not see a deer. Good. Join my world, Johnny. There are audio problems? What? Ed, the audio is bad? Brent, the audio is bad? Same problem here. Okay, let's figure out what this is. Same problem here. You know how much I love my audio problems, right? How much they drive me freaking crazy? Audio problems. Don't know. That make it any better? Did that make it any better? Yeah, you lost me because I went away for a minute to try to get this thing resolved. No sound. I know there's no will be. Delay echo. There's still a problem or yes, it's better? Better, yay. I don't know why that was. I just unplugged and, plugged my microphone back in, so now Scott says it's breaking up. Jason said it sounds great now. I'm in a mood tonight where if the audio is bad, I'm gonna bail out on this because I just don't feel like dealing with it. Do a 4 count. See how things over on Instagram. Jesse Maxwell's with us. Peter, better, better, better. Thank you. Ray, Jim, clear as a bell, Jim says. Waggle says, yes, better. Snow Devil just joined us. Archie's with us. Not on Instagram, clear as a bell. Bowhunter 188, Sparty 12345. It's so nice to be able to do these on Instagram as well. The problem is the feeds are not concurrent. I notice on Instagram there's a little bit of a delay. I can see your comments on Instagram. I can respond to you on Instagram. Eventually, I hope it gets to be where when you post something there on Instagram, it'll show up on my feed in front of me. And right now, that is still not the case. Uh, John says, been hearing it all except for when I unplug the mic. Linda says, perfect audio. Thank you, Linda. I love perfect audio. Nah, I'm not going to talk Ron Buck tonight. What new info? What new info could possibly be coming to light in 25 years? I do find it's funny that the people who don't believe Ron Pola have never met him, and the vast majority of people who have met Mitch and talked with him. They believe it's real. I saw your show this morning in rerun. It was good to hear that Rob Trott is doing well. Like the show years back. Chad Stewart has always gotten back with my emails. I appreciate that. Thank you, John. John is referring to this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show. Tim Binns can't decide if he wants to watch us over on Instagram or on Facebook. Now, I notice on Instagram, you can see the comments. That's what I'm hoping, will get fixed. You almost sent me a text. Well, why didn't you send me a text, Ed? Fan and Skeptics page growing big on Facebook. The, yeah. What about those lions? Speaking of reruns, John was talking about reruns, not for this, but, um, I think we have our show repeat problem. Nothing, he's still around, Scott, but he was on the, behind the mic with us this morning. He if he wanted to, he could keep it fearless. Mitch Rampola could give a damn less what anybody thinks, and that's the crux of the situation. Evening, Lee. Bill says you're gonna go out back. I'd like to. I'd like to try to get out one more time, see if I can shoot a big doe. Realistically, don't know if that's gonna happen. Gets kinda busy around here right now. Mike, do not be sending me pictures of, pine trees or, palm trees. I know you're down in Florida. Don't be rubbing it in, buddy. Checking in over on Instagram again. Fricks. Fricks. How are you, Fricks? Cheeseburgers with a Slade Davis. Oh, Fricks Sports Bar. Chippewa, any good for fishing right now? I haven't been on the Chippewa, but I would be shocked if it's not full of fish right now. Probably some walleye, probably some steelhead in there. Absolutely. You know, there's smallies in there. Absolutely worth a trip down there. What wintertime outdoor sports do I enjoy? None. Pretty much none. when I was younger, a lot of them, the older I get, the less I enjoy winter. I realize we have to have winter. Um, I want snow, I want ice for the people who make their living on wintertime outdoor recreation, but I'm just Daryl Godden checking in. That's my, recreation, staying warm. Daryl Godden, buddy of mine, a wolf hunting guide from White River, Ontario, Canada. Daryl was on the Outdoor Magazine radio show last week. If you are looking to book a wolf hunt with an exceptionally high success rate, Daryl Godden in White River, Ontario is your guy. He's on here right now with us. You can get in touch with him on Facebook or send me an email, mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com, and I will put you in touch with Daryl. Sitting by the fireplace, a good wintertime sport. Brian, Jeff, good evening. How are you? Jumping over to Instagram. Aditya is with us on Instagram. Hey, Aditya. How you doing, buddy? Look forward to seeing you in Shelby in a couple of days. Aditya knows the, struggles I've had trying to do this live stream on Instagram. Now, I've always been able to live stream to Instagram, but only by itself. Tonight, I'm using my streaming platform called StreamYard, which is allowing me to stream live to Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, also called X, and now Instagram. So it's pretty cool. There are still some glitches going back and forth, but, pretty cool. Thank you, Brian. Time is running out on the Pure Michigan hunt entry. End of the year, $5, $5 to apply. So what are we gonna do tonight? We're gonna talk about a few things. Merry Christmas to you. Um, talk about the radio show rundown. We're gonna talk about the Pure Michigan hunt. We're gonna talk about shed antlers. I've already got 2 reports of whitetails shedding their antlers, not their horns. They don't have horns. Horns don't shed. I wanna talk about this week's Ask Avery question regarding life jackets, and I wanna give away a Michigan brand ham. We will do that in about 8 minutes. If you wanna win a Michigan brand ham for the holidays, you've got about 8 minutes, and, we'll start that. What about TikTok? Not interested in TikTok at all. I know I'm missing the boat. No TikTok. Nick Grillo says, "Should we give away a ham tonight?" We certainly should, but not quite yet, Nick. If you can hang on for a few more minutes, let's wait a little bit. Daryl says, "The moose are shedding." Wouldn't that be cool to find a moose shed? Wow, that would be so cool. DJ says, "Hello from Instagram." I know it's kinda cool, isn't it? Michigan brand hams. We will be having a Michigan brand ham for Elmer says, "Definitely needs snow and ice up here in Petoskey to keep our businesses thriving. Very, very tough for them without it." And I get that, Elmer, I get that, and that's why I know we need to have a winter season. We need to have snow and cold and ice. People rely on that. They make their living on it. I'm just saying for me personally, I just don't, partake of such things anymore. Your golden is shedding. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Goldens, labs. My daughter, has a husky. Oh my god, great dog. Talking about a shedding machine. You notice it's not a Yeti tonight? Paul ordered his Michigan brand ham, and it was delivered yesterday. Got a few extras too. Good luck, y'all, tonight in the ham giveaway. Nick, I think I told you, Mike, I saw a moose shed his one side when I was in Colorado mountain lion. It was so cool. Very cool. Evening, Tommy. How's the family? How's that beautiful little girl of yours? Checking back over on Instagram, Mid-Michigan Whitetail. How are you? Thanks for joining us for Wednesday Night Live on Instagram. First time I've been able to live stream to multiple platforms, including Instagram. So I'm really glad to have you along with Cheeseburger HC. See, that's a pretty cool name. Pretty cool name. My name is Mike Avery. This is Wednesday Night Live, something I do every Wednesday night. Usually here from my home studio, my home office. Occasionally, we go out in the field. About 3 weeks ago, we were up at the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch. We will be back there at the end of March. All right, let's kick off our, ham for the holidays. Don't make your comments yet. Do not make your comments yet. Here's the way this thing works. When I give you the sign, when I say, "Go ahead, start posting your comments," on why you want to win a Michigan brand ham for the holidays. Make them clever, make them cute, make them smart. Make your comments, that is. Please don't say something like, "I will give it to a needy family," because that is a wonderful thing to do, but a comment like that makes it very, very hard for Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats, who is with us tonight, to give one away, to pick a winner. Also, if you have won a Michigan brand ham in the last year, please don't enter. Please don't enter. I had a good buzzer last week, Paul. Nick says, "Friendly reminder, it'll show up next week after Christmas." No need to apologize, Nick. He says, "But we won't be able to ship it out and have it get there before Christmas." Not a problem, Nick. We all get it. We all understand completely. Um, okay, so you have 2 minutes starting right now, uh, on why you want to win a Michigan brand ham for the holidays. Make your comments here. Nick Grillo is standing by. Hey, Eric, 1911 man, how are you? Evan B25, thanks for joining us over on Instagram. My name is Mike Avery. This is Wednesday Night Live. It's something I've been doing for a long time, but not able to live stream simultaneously to Instagram like we are tonight. Some of the comments. Michigan brand ham ain't no sham. Hell of a lot better than eating spam. That's not a bad one. Cliff, pick me please. I love a Michigan brand ham. Maryland, I love to use things that come from Michigan. I always try to get Michigan made products. Love to get some green eggs and a Michigan ham for Christmas, like the Grinch. I knew what you meant. Bud 11, Bud 111111 is joining us. Blake Linskoski is with us as well over on Instagram. We love the hams brought to you today. Excellent, best in the state. MichiganBrand.net is the website, MichiganBrand.net. Brent James, he got his today. It's going to be tough waiting until Christmas dinner. I love Michigan Brand ham. MichiganBrand.net is the website, MichiganBrand.net. If you have not had a Michigan Brand ham, I'm telling you, it's the best you have ever had. James says ham because he likes big butts. I don't know what ham and big butts has to do with each other, but okay, to each his own. Never had one. Love to try one. Corey, excellent. Dave says Michigan brand, one of the best products. I haven't bought one as yet. Love, love, love. Didn't get any venison this year, so I'd love to win a Michigan brand ham. Your season's not over yet. One more minute. One more minute on why you show me the spam. One more minute on why you want to win a Michigan brand ham for the holiday. Parker over on Instagram. Never had that brand. Love to have one. They are excellent. They're absolutely outstanding. The best I've ever had. We have a Michigan brand ham at every holiday here at the Avery House, and we will be having one for Christmas as well. MichiganBrand.net is the website, MichiganBrand.net. 30 seconds on making your comments here. Won one last week, received it today. Rex, excellent. Enjoy it. Brad says he loves ham. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. How dare you say a Dearborn ham in the same sentence as a Michigan brand ham? I'm just kidding you, Rob. Both great companies, but I'm a Michigan brand man myself. Okay, 10 seconds. I don't think John Callison is with us tonight. Somebody ready? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's a buzzer. Not my best. The folks over on Instagram are going, what the hell is he doing? I apologize, but it's something I do every week. It's just a little something we do here on Wednesday Night Live when we're giving away a Michigan brand ham. That's the I've done it like 43 seconds. Jeff says 27 seconds, 26, 27, 40. What was it last over 30? I knew I was down just a little bit. Lenore Thrush Gasta is tonight's winner. Congrats. Lenore Thrush Gasta is tonight's winner. Break it up again, Scott. I haven't done anything different. I haven't done a thing different. Lenore. Yo has a song about a Lenore. All right, Lenore, would you please, Lenore, send me your mailing address. or give it to Nick Grillo. Lenore's a vegetarian? Uh, Lenore's a vegetarian, so she doesn't want that ham. Is that what you're saying? Draw it again? Draw it again? Hey, Nick, I appreciate that very much. By the way, again, the website, Michigan Brand, thank you. There's Lenore right there. MichiganBrand.net. MichiganBrand.net is the website. If you are looking for Michigan Brand in your part of the state, go to the website, MichiganBrand.net. Go to the store locator button, put in your zip code, find a store nearby you. Lip sync is off, and the audio is pulsating. Sampling issues. Damn it, Ace. And again, I'll tell you this, I am kind of, uh, weird when it comes to putting out the best quality I can, and if I find out that there is indeed a problem tonight, I'm just gonna bail. I'm not gonna deal with it. I'm not gonna bail. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna go upstairs, I'm gonna fill this about half full of Maker's Mark, I'm gonna call it a night. Oh, so if you want me around, pray that the internet, fixes itself. Probably a streaming issue. Or do I like, go to the, or do like I did and go to the website and have it delivered? Good thinking. Over on Instagram, thanks for the explanation. I thought my audio was locked. That's why I did that, Parker. It's our end of the contest buzzer. It's kinda hokey and it's kinda stupid. It's something I started doing one night. Yeah, Michelle's trying to get on my good side. She said, "I think you sound just perfect." It's something I did one night just goofing around, and it kinda grew from there. Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand, thank you, buddy. Always a pleasure. Appreciate your generosity. MichiganBrand.net. Tommy Accardo with an interesting question. In fact, Tommy, you lead me into something I wanted to get to. Tommy says, Tommy and his wife and his little girl were with us at the Lumberjack restaurant for Wednesday Night Live a few weeks ago. Tommy says, they're asked, anybody finding any whitetail sheds yet in Michigan? I would say that it's very, very, very early. However, my son James has seen 2 bucks already that have shed. And how do we know if something is shed? Let me back up. When people say deer have horns, deer don't have horns. Deer have antlers. The things that have horns don't shed. Sheep, cows, they have horns. They don't drop. Things that drop, and shed are like whitetails, muleys, elk, moose, that type of thing. They drop every year. And the search for those shed antlers is a pretty big deal. Hey, Nate, how are you over on Instagram? Appreciate you joining us on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. A real pleasure to be over on Instagram. Of course, I'm on Instagram a lot. Jerry says, "Yeah, just like what day is it?" What it used to be Mike, what day is it? Remember that? Mike, what day is it? See, I've outgrown such things, such juvenile things. I would never do that, or I would never do a buzzer at the end of a contest. Let me tell you who's coming up on this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show, heard on 33 stations across the great state of Michigan. You heard female reindeer don't shed antlers, males do. I don't know. What about antelope? I don't know a thing about antelope. If antelope drop their antlers, if they don't drop their horns. On this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show, my first guest, Charlie Wiltsey. He's a friend of mine, a Primal Pro staffer, Primal Outdoors. He's a Michigan hunter. He tells the story of going to Wyoming and shooting a mountain lion with his bow. How cool is that? Then Tom Campbell of Woods and Water News has a preview of their January edition. Can you believe January edition? In our second hour, here's a conversation you're going to want to listen to. Chad Stewart, the deer specialist for the Michigan DNR, joins me to talk about the season so far, the fact that harvest numbers are down this year. We talked about a few different issues, including wolves. Then Justin Tomei of MUCC checks in. The Ask Avery question this week is from Steve Miller, another one from Steve Miller of Detroit Buck Club. No, not the Steve Miller who sings saying, "Fly like an eagle." But Steve sent me a question. He says, we were on the river, and he said the coast he said he's reading the regulations, and it said the state regulations said, because he's got 2 kids with him. The state regulations said that anybody under 6 or under 13 had to wear a life jacket. State law is under 6. I'm getting confused here, but the question was, there seems to be some confusion and discrepancy in what age the kids have to wear a life jacket. The answer to that, I posted to the DNR. Federal law says under 13 must wear a life jacket, but state law says under 6 must wear a life jacket. Due to an agreement in federal law, the state's law pertaining to life jackets, it is. So there's your answer. 6 or under 6. And then in our 3rd hour, we're talking fishing with Mark Martin, and we wrap it all up with wild game chef extraordinaire Dixie Dave Miner. By the DNR's own numbers, the UP whitetail harvest is down at this point 26%. Some people will tell you it's a lot more, and a lot of people will say it's because of wolves. I've talked to a lot of UP hunters that say they've seen more, wolves this year than they have, deer. Let me go back here a little bit, Shed Weather. Hey, Randy, how you doing this evening? Chris checking in. Dave says, "Hope you had absolutely nope on the antelope." Jake says, "Let me go over to Instagram and say hi to our friends over there." ELR Shooter. Hey, Paulie, how you doing? Paul is with us on Instagram right now. You guys all know Paul Phillips, one of the best extreme long range shooters in the world. Paul, you and I need to talk after Christmas. We got to get this thing that we were talking about firmed up. I think we need to do it. Caleb is with us tonight. Youngs is with us. Sparty says, "What do you think the decline in hunters are?" The number, you mean, Sparty? I don't know, but I can tell you in the UP, hunter numbers are down because there aren't any deer. People don't wanna drive up there if there's no deer. Female reindeer drop antlers once fawns are dropped is what I've been told. A yellow tabby with my air rifle a few weeks back, huh. Speaking of air rifles, a mountain lion with a longbow, how cool is that? I had Tom Simon from High Pressure Pneumatics Air Guns on the radio show last week talking about hunting with air rifles. I thought it was cool. High power, high velocity air rifles. They're to me, I'm thinking if you keep them within their effective range, they're every bit as effective and efficient as a rifle. And there was a guy from Dade County, a farmer out there who was doing some doe harvesting with a 50 cal air gun. He sent me the video. I thought the video was cool. I put it on my Facebook page, and I was shocked, not surprised, shocked at the negative comments that video got and the number of people who said it was unethical to hunt with an air gun. We're not talking about a Daisy Red Ryder BB gun. We're talking about high pressure pneumatic, large bore rifle. People didn't like the idea at all. Hey, Young, how are things in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania? October Heart Mom is with us as well. Braxton Sheets Outdoors, nice to have you along with us over on Instagram. I was saying earlier, this is the first time that I've been able to do a Wednesday night live in conjunction with my Wednesday night live on all of my other social media outlets, so I appreciate that very much. As it stands right now, on Instagram, I cannot see your comments on my main page. I've got to jump over to Instagram. For example, when I put this up here, you folks on Instagram are seeing Eric's comments. That's coming off Facebook. That is beyond my control, but I have a feeling that that is something that will get changed. Craig says, "Killed a deer in 3 seconds." Yeah, how is that unethical? What caliber does an air rifle have? The one, Randy, that, I showed was a 50 cal. The guy was hunting with a 50 cal. Air rifles are quiet. That's what I like. That's what I like. They're quiet. Pretty big air tank. They do have a big air tank. I thought it was impressive too. Brian checking in from Curtis. John says 26 seconds on the buzzer. John, Because you were not there to do it live, I discount and disqualify your official buzzer count. No, I didn't fill out my paperwork for my suppressor yet. I'm gonna wait until after Christmas. Probably till after the 1st. If I have any extra time right now, I'm gonna go hunting. Refillable air or CO2, it's refillable. These aren't little CO2 cartridges. These are high pressure refillable pneumatic air gun. Hey, Captain Jim, nice to have you along with us. Yeah, these are the real deal. Again, this is, Wednesday Night Live. My name is Mike Avery. This is something I do every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time on, I used to say, most of my social media outlets. Now I'm saying, pretty much all of my social media outlets now that we are able to stream live at the same time on Instagram. Single shot, yes. Yes. Okay, so what else? Yeah, single shot. Repeat show. I think we've got it figured out. Well, I know we've got it figured out. The satellite distribution company called Westwood One is the culprit. Westwood One used to be a very well-respected player in the world of satellite distribution of audio content, radio shows. I don't know, I they're going down the tubes right now, and what was happening, and it took me a while to figure this out. I produce a new outdoor magazine radio show every week, 3 hours every week, and I was hearing from people saying, "Hey, there's my local radio station is airing a repeat show," and I couldn't figure out what's going on, and at first I thought it was the local stations doing it. It wasn't. It was, oh, here we go, somebody else. Meat Eaters doing a documentary on the Rampolla buck. Okay, Mr. Ed, you're back up again. Checking in from Joburg. I don't know Steve Rinella, but he seems like a real stand-up guy and a real straight shooter. Paul says he remembers listening to Westwood One radio station in Nevada. Yeah, they used to be a big deal. I've lost all confidence. I told my syndicator, I said, "Take me off Westwood One. I do not wanna be on One anymore. They are unreliable, and they have lied to us too many times." Several times they said, "It's not our problem. It's not our problem. It's not our problem. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. It's your problem." Last week, I recorded air checks from 2 of my Northern Michigan stations, 2 different stations, verified that Westwood One, was repeating the 2nd hour of every show. So Westwood One is now out of the mix, not working with them anymore. So, most of our stations now are not taking, "Hey, yeah, Skillman over on, Instagram, how are you?" Most of the stations now are taking the show off FTP, which is an internet-based provider, getting rid of the satellite. Looking for other options, but it's not gonna be Westwood One. Those people, it's ridiculous how they treat their clients. Very nice to have you along with us. John says, "If the caliber and foot-pounds are similar to a regular gun, many times they are. I see nothing wrong with an air gun." I don't either. Westwood One stinks. Yes, they do. Joe says, "Is it just the live broadcast on repeat? Podcast is still in order." Yes, it was the live broadcast on the radio shows. Podcast, I post the podcast, so I knew that that was accurate, and I upload the files to our FTP, so I know those are right. Yes, it was just the live version of the radio show, and there is a difference, a radio show and a podcast. What I do is a radio show. It just happens to be made available as a podcast as well, but it is a radio show. People have a hard time getting that concept anymore. No, it's a radio show. Remember radio? But I make it available as a podcast to get the, largest audience we can, and there aren't many syndicated statewide 3-hour radio shows left out there anymore. What'd John say? "But is it ethical to hunt with a stealth bow, wood arrows, with bone or flint heads? But is it ethical?" Here are my thoughts on that. I will let the DNR and the NRC decide what is legal In ethics, I am I can ma I can determine my own ethics when it comes to hunting or fishing. I cannot determine somebody else's ethics and would not try to mandate those. So when it comes to ethics, and that's why I think hunting these days has gotten a little bit too holier than thou. Too many people want to impose their personal ethics on fellow hunters and anglers, and I don't think that's a good road to be going down. Hey, Ross, good evening. Company. Oh, Ross, you dog, you. Eric says, "It seemed to me it was a very much an ethical way to get game." I agree with you. I agree with you. Lewis over on Instagram, thanks for joining us on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. My name is Mike Avery. Wednesday Night Live is a new concept to Instagram. It's something I've been doing for years and years on my other social media outlets, I should say. David's with us. Why do you say that, Paul? Paul says it looks like statewide APRs are coming. Why do you say that? Good evening, Mike. Nice to have you along with us. Help me out here, Paul. Am I missing something? Probably. Ryan, I've had no issues with podcasts. There are new episodes. Occasionally, I get a very racy ad. Not on my show, you don't, or at least nothing that I put up there. I'd like to know more about that. Paul, help me out. Why do you say it looks like statewide APRs are coming? Brian's headed out Christmas morning for one last hunt this year. I've given up on the lease property, Brian. I've given up on it. We have absolutely no daytime activity, no daytime movement whatsoever. So I hate to say it, but I've given up on the lease property, and I'm gonna jump over to some friends' property and, see if I can shoot a big doe there. I probably only got time for one more hunt, and I don't wanna say I'm wasting my time at the lease, but a good air rifle costs more than an inexpensive regular rifle. They're pricey. I still wanna know, Paul, why you say it looks like statewide APRs are coming this direction. Let's not forget about the Pure Michigan Hunt. Time is running out. For $5, you can apply for Pure Michigan Hunt. $4 in one picture in daylight. Amen, Ross. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. Starting to see deer in the fields in the evenings. Not where we're at, not on our lease property, but I got a buddy who's got some land real close to me here. I think I'm gonna jump over there and shoot one of his does, or at least try. East wind tomorrow and Friday, that's not gonna help me. Joe says, "I didn't mean to sound like a podcast. We just, no, 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 I got it, I got it. I'm on your side, Joe, you know that. Hoping to get in the blind one last time with a crossbow. Let's check over on Instagram." Young said APRs did work well here in Pennsylvania. No idea if they're working in Michigan. They're working in Michigan. They're working in Michigan. There's no doubt about it. They are working in Michigan. Lewis and Clark had air guns. I was against AP mandatory APRs when they first came out because I didn't like the concept of one hunter trying to impose their regulations and restrictions on another. That's what I didn't like about APRs. There is no doubt it's here. Statewide APRs are here. Where's that coming from, Paul? You gotta help me out. I'm ignorant here. I'm dumb. I don't follow things maybe like I should. I don't know where you're saying statewide APRs are here. Oh, you mean because uh, the combo tag? Is that what you mean? Saying, statewide APR based on Facebook posts and variants. Yeah, you gotta apply. You gotta, and this is screwy. Why do you have to apply for a Bobcat tag so far before the season starts? Hill 2234 Bender joining us now over on Instagram. Thanks for joining us. I do appreciate that. Jason said herding up in the Lansing area. I didn't see it, Paul. Thank you, Elmer. Paul just mentioned it was brought up at an MUCC meeting. You missed his comment. Okay, thank you, Paul, and thank you, Elmer. Also, scroll up. Don't be an idiot. Scroll up. Uh, Mention an MUCC meeting. There you go. Don't have the exact paperwork. Appointed MUCC rep for the club. One of the things voted for the convention MUCC supports. Well, just because MUCC supports statewide APRs doesn't mean they're going to happen. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. Ross says he doesn't like APRs, but a $1 steak that would be a good thing in his opinion. The thing about APRs and deer management is such if you want to start an argument, especially here in Michigan or in most deer hunting states, if you talk politics, religion, or deer management, you are going to start a fight. John Crave says APRs mean what? Antler point restrictions. I like antler point restrictions. I like the hunter putting his own restrictions. I got you, Paul. And I wouldn't doubt it. I honestly wouldn't doubt it. Joe says, where'd Joe? Your number's a guest this season? I think they're always a guest, Joe. Over on Instagram, Zach Lazel's with us. Hey, Zach. Brendan Kevin's with us as well. Sky Hive 150. Thanks for joining us on Instagram. Just getting ready to wrap this thing up. Before I do that, Emerald says, Merry Christmas from Ohio. Okay. Tim says he's back in time to say goodnight. Or good, yeah. Okay, so this is the last time that you and I are gonna talk before Christmas. Again, congrats to Lenore Gasta on winning that Michigan brand ham. Thank you to Nick Grillo and Michigan Brand Meat for making it available. This is the last time you and I will talk before Christmas. So let me wish you and your family a Merry Christmas. You notice I don't say a happy winter solstice. I don't say happy holidays. I don't say, I say Merry Christmas. I realize that we have to have Santa Claus and we have to have Christmas trees, we have to have reindeer, and we have to have all that good stuff for the kids. I mean, what would Christmas be without Santa Claus? Get that. I embrace that. It's wonderful. But let me just, say before we call this a night, please keep in mind that the real reason for Christmas is not so Santa can come down your chimney in a red suit. The real celebration of Christmas is to celebrate the the birth of Jesus, our Lord and Savior. Now, I don't wanna get too preachy here, but I will tell you this. In today's world, it can be a pretty ugly place. It can get kinda tough sometimes. I have learned in my life that as a man of faith, I cannot get through this world on my own. I need help. I need help from a larger power. That's God. His son Jesus died to save us. Christmas is the celebration of Jesus' birth. Please keep that in mind during this Christmas season. Have all the fun you want. Drink all the eggnog you want. Enjoy all the Santa Claus stuff you want. But please keep in mind the real reason for Christmas is the birth of Jesus. All right, my friends, thanks for joining us on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. A big thank you to the folks joining us over on Instagram for the very, very first time. And remember, Jesus is the reason for the season. Amen to that. My name is Mike Avery. My website is MikeAveryOutdoors.com, MikeAveryOutdoors.com. My email address is Mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com. I will look forward to talking with you again. I will do another live stream next Wednesday morning at 8:45 from the radio studio. We call that Behind the Mic because me, Mike Avery, I am sitting behind the mic. Merry Christmas, my friends. Have a great night. We will